Today I want to share with you the best method that I have found at this point on how to take a clip and blend it into a longer video so it looks like it's a seamless video. I have a YouTube channel right now that I have been trying to get monetized. I've got 87,000 watch hours. I'm still trying to get the subscribers up, but it was a test to see if a relaxation channel would actually be able to become monetized. And so I started creating long form video content, 3 hours at a time, to just see what would happen, and I did, all of this has been organic. I started in July 4th of 2022, started uploading my videos, and I basically have found for me using Camtasia that this is the best way to seamlessly blend video clips. I subscribe to Envato Elements, and that's where I get a lot of my video. Whether you're looking for waterfall or beach scenes, you're wanting to try to find a static shot where it's just holding still and watching the waterfall. Okay, so as you can see, a lot of these shots, these are all static shots where the camera doesn't move. It's just the water that's moving, and that's really what you're looking for. So like this is the perfect shot right here. Something like this is perfect. You can easily blend this in. Now this isn't a really long clip. I do try to find clips that are 30 seconds or longer. This is only 10 seconds. But when it comes to something like this, waterfalls are a lot easier to do than waves. Waves are a lot harder to do. But that's actually what I do on most of my channel is waves. So I'm going to show you today by taking this video. And this does have sound. I have it muted so it doesn't blast you out, but it's about a 35-second video with sound, and I'm going to turn it into a 3-hour video. One of the things that we need to do is when we download these, most of the time the files are very large, like this is 89 megabytes. And the way that we're doing this is we're kind of stacking it up in Camtasia. When we do that with that large of a video, it will just take forever to not only process, but to upload to YouTube. So I use a program called Encoder, free, easy to use, and I have mine set up to where it will drop the video back on my desktop. So I'm just going to drag it in here, and I'm going to select the H.264 codec, and if you'll look over here, you'll see that it shows it's going to drop it to about 26 megabytes. So that's, hit start function, that's 1/3 of the space, which is going to be a lot better for us to put into our video file because we're going to be kind of overlapping them. Okay, so you can see here, this is the H.264. If you look down here, we've got 25 megabytes versus the 89 megabytes. Okay, and I'm going to grab our media. Just drop it in here. So let's go ahead and pop this down on our timeline here, our track. And just take a listen. Now I'm going to lower the volume on this because when I'm creating the video, if I don't, it's going to blast you out of the water. So lower that down. But when you're doing this, you actually want to have the volume up to where you can hear it. Actually, I use headphones, and that's actually the ideal way to do it, was with headphones, so that you can hear the sound as well changing if there's any tweaks that you need to do to the sound. The first thing that we need to do is see how the video lines up with itself at the end. Let me go ahead and drop the volume on that one. We're going to butt them up to each other. We're going to come to the end here, and we're going to see what it looks like when it skips over to the next video. So let's take a look. Watch the video up here and see what it looks like. Okay, see how it skipped right to another wave? So if you just kind of roll back and forth with your playhead, it is not matched up. So this is not a seamless video already. We're going to make it seamless. Take a look. I'm going to bring that. Let me move this up a little bit. Okay. When we're trying to make this seamless, we want to see what does it look like at the very beginning. It's at the top, starting to peak on a wave here. Okay. Now what I'm going to look for is over here on the end of this video is something similar to this. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to just take my playhead, slowly bring it back. Well, it looks like right about there looks good. Then I'm going to take the second track and butt it right up against the playhead line there. Now let's just play. We haven't finished modifying yet, but let's play and see if we can tell, how much of a jump there is. Okay, so we can see the jump, but it's a lot closer. Here is where the magic happens. In your animations, there is called full opacity and no opacity. What it does is the full opacity goes from basically being clear to full opacity on your particular track. And then the no opacity does just the opposite. You're seeing the full track and then it fades to nothing, fades to transparency, which is what we want. We're going to use both of these on this track to fade into the next track and then fade out to the next track. And we're going to stair step this all the way to the end of the video. So on the first part, we need to go from blank or from clear to full opacity on this top track. So I'm going to click and drag this over here. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in down here a little bit so we can see what we're doing. Highlight that. Go over here to our video properties. You can see right now it shows full opacity. And if I click the end, it still shows full opacity. We want to bring that down to no opacity. We're going to click this and we're going to drag it all the way to the very beginning of the track. And I'm going to take and I'm going to click and drag the middle of it about halfway. Okay, let me zoom out a little bit and let's see what that looks like. Did you see the transition? Watch again. See if you can see the transition right there. It starts to move into it. Isn't that fantastic? Oh, I love it. This is a good clip for this. They're not always this easy, by the way. I'll do one more time. See, watch right there. It starts to transition. Wow, how great is that? Okay, so we've got our first transition done. I'm going to show you how we're going to copy that here in a minute. Let's go back to our media. I'm going to grab the same clip again. Now at the end of our clip, we have the same situation, but it's a different ending. So like, see, the end is really flat. All this foam is here. It's not a big wave coming in, but here is the big wave. So we kind of need to do the same thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead back to our animations, and now I'm going to grab the no opacity. I want it to go to the end. Let me zoom in here. We're going to bring it all the way to the end, and I'm going to drag it just a few seconds out. Okay. I'm going to take my playhead and I'm going to put it to the end. See where it's faded to black? It's actually faded to clear. It's faded to translucent. And you'll be able to see that here when I bring in the other clip. So if I bring in the other clip, see, you're seeing that new clip pop in there. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to kind of have to where I just have a little bit of the waves on the screen that I can see them. I'm going to grab my lower clip now. And I'm going to try to bring it in. And you can see barely right here, you can see the very edge of the waves. Let me pull this back a little bit more. Okay, I don't know if that makes it confusing. I don't want it to be confusing. Okay. Okay, you can kind of see it right there. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to line up this so that when it fades in, it almost looks like it's seamless as well. Okay, so let me try that and see what we've got. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Make sure our track volume is down or else we're going to be blasted. Okay, here we go. See if we can see the transition. Yeah, I can see it, but it's not, I don't know if I like that much. Let me see if I can make it a little bit tighter. And this is where you have to decide whether it's good enough. And a lot of times you're not going to get it perfect, and that's okay. Most people are not going to be able to tell. That actually looks almost just right. I'm going to go my playhead right here again. And just kind of play with a little bit of the timing on that. Bring it in, bring it out. We'll keep trying. Yep, I like that a little bit better. It's a little bit closer. Okay. Now we've got our three main tracks ready. You want to leave the first track alone. Don't copy that one. You're going to take the second two and you're going to highlight both of them and you're going to copy. You're going to go ahead and then bring your playhead down here and you're just going to paste. Now remember on this first one, we went about halfway. So let's come over here And let's just click and hold and drag. Do eyeball it. It doesn't have to be perfect. And let's see how that looks. That looks really good. It really does. And see, because the end is already there, you don't have to do the second one again. Really, you just have to worry about the first one. We're going to do this again next up. We're going to highlight all 4. We're going to do copy. Come back over here. Now, you can put your playhead here and paste, but what happens? Oh, it pasted it, but it pastes on the track above. So you could just do that and then just drop it down, click and drag, and it drops it down. Okay, let me look and see where that's at. See, that's a little bit, I think that's a little bit too far over, so I'm going to just bring it over a little bit more. Okay. Once you get this done a couple times, you just literally are copying and pasting until you get to your whatever time lane that you want. And that's how quick and easy it is. I'm going to go ahead and create this video, and I'm going to link it in the description below for you so you can see the full video when it's done. So what you do is you just copy and paste this until you get to the amount of space that you want. Oh, by the way, as you're doing this, save your work. The worst thing that has happened to me is this: if you have a little bit of a slow computer and it hangs up and you're crashed, all of this is gone. Once you get the pattern down, you really want to save it so that you have it and you don't lose that where your transitions are. Otherwise you have to do it again. So make sure you save it often, and then you just keep going until you get to the length of video that you want to create. I'm going to go ahead and do it for 3 hours. I'll link the video below. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this helps you to be able to create seamless videos for your channel, and we'll see you on the next video.